What is up, guys? Welcome into the SEC Rundown, going over all 7 SEC games from a Vegas perspective with a best bet as well. I am Drew Martin on Twitter at Drew Martin Bets. Find me on YouTube as well, Drew Martin Bets. So looking to do this each and every week, guys. Thanks for joining me. We got first game up here. South Carolina versus Florida. 107-108, the rotation numbers. 12 noon Eastern kick on ESPN, 57 being the total. Florida Gators minus 17 in the hook at home. Both of these two teams offensively look really good, or I guess a little shaky there for South Carolina, excuse me. But Florida, I meant to say both offensively looked very good. Defensively, did not so much. They gained and led up over 600 yards each. Both teams did run 75 plays exactly. So combine that and project out to this week, 150 plays overall. Mike Bobo and Colin Hill, of course, coming over from Colorado State to South Carolina. So you don't necessarily have a change in offensive system here with what they're running, having the quarterback to actually learn a new system. I like that. Dan Mullen, Kyle Trask, head coach quarterback combo. I think they're going to get theirs. Clear skies, 79 degrees here projected in Gainesville. So I like the over of 57 in the first game up here. 8:05, welcome in, buddy. Looking to run down all 7 of these games in under 10 minutes. So going to have to book it here. We got Missouri, Tennessee. Tennessee minus 13 in Knoxville. 48.5 being the total. Missouri, 1-0 ATS sneaking in the back door versus Alabama. Drinkowitz, their head coach. He showed us something last week. He's going to look to score at all costs, even down the end when the game is out of reach. I kind of like Sean Robinson, the transfer from TCU, playing quarterback. They also get the redshirt freshman in there. So I think they got some upside offensively. Tennessee, over 6 yards per play last week. Their quarterback, Warrantano, over 400 yards passing as well. I think that they go for more than that this week. Looks like 69 degrees, clear skies in Knoxville. I like the over of 48.5. Would not be surprised if this gets up in the high 50s, if not 60s. So Missouri, Tennessee over for the next play here. 3:30 Eastern CBS game. Texas A&M versus Alabama. 143, 144, the rotation numbers. 52.5 being the total with Alabama minus 18 at home. Texas A&M, man, last week not looking good at all against Vanderbilt. Actually only ran 55 plays, so not a lot of tempo and not a lot of first downs. Saban, 68 plays ran last week for the Crimson Tide here. Also, Nick Saban, 19-0 against former assistants. So going up against the former assistant here in Jimbo Fisher. He is 0-1 ATS, talking about letting Missouri slip through the back door. That's something I'm not looking to lay big numbers with Alabama. Obviously a national champion contender here. But, he's shown in the past he's not interested in covering big numbers. Alabama 7-0 last 7 games in this series, but 7-1 with Johnny Manziel, lightning in a bottle in Tuscaloosa back in 2020. Don't look for that this week. I would look for Alabama to win. I don't know how comfortable, though. I think defense prevails here, though. 52.5 being the total. I like the under in the Texas A&M Alabama game. We got 4 p.m. SEC Network, Ole Miss versus Kentucky. This game is actually the best bet, so I'm going to hit this one last. Move on to the 7:30 Eastern slate here, 153, 154. Auburn versus Georgia. Georgia minus 7, 44.5 being the total in Athens. Auburn last week against Kentucky, I thought the defense looked really good. Offense, we kind of knew would be a little bit suspect, coming off of last year. So I would look for some positive kind of improvement after week 1 for Auburn. And Georgia really struggled. One of the teams that struggled the most in the SEC in week 1. They only had 4.4 yards per play against Arkansas. Now they're going to have to face a much better defense in Auburn's. And with likely a new quarterback in JT Daniels here, having to learn a new system, that's not a bet on philosophy for me this year at all in the early stages. So I like the underdog, Auburn Tigers, +7 to go into Athens. And heck, maybe sprinkle a little bit on the money line. But I full disclosure, I am well under 50% betting Auburn games when Cam Newton isn't taking snaps for Auburn. Did lose last week in fading them against Kentucky, but I do like Auburn +7 and possibly sprinkle a little bit there on the money line, Auburn to go into Athens and come out victorious. So that's the 7:30 ESPN game. JT Daniels isn't playing. Well, either way, I mean, the quarterback, I actually didn't change my power ratings much at all with him playing or not playing. But the other quarterback, he did not look very good in week 1 either. 7:30 SEC Network Plus. Next game up here, Arkansas versus Mississippi State. Mississippi State -17, 69 being the total here. Mississippi State won by 30 last year, 46 in 2018. And I think they're even better this year under Mike Leach. KJ Costello, the Pac-12 duo coming over to the SEC West. Will it work? Well, it obviously worked. They broke the SEC passing record in game 1. They're also running the 3-3-5 defensively. I think that's going to give Arkansas some trouble. I don't like laying big points in the SEC very often, but Mississippi State -17 is the play in that one. And last game here before the best bet, 7:30 Eastern kick on SEC Network, 155, 156. LSU at Vanderbilt. LSU -21, 50.5 being the total. LSU let up that passing record against Mississippi State last week. So big questions on the defensive side. Can they improve? I would look for some improvement here, but can they improve by 3 touchdowns over Vanderbilt, where Vanderbilt's defense, they looked really good last week, and they did return 11 starters on that defense from last year. Derek Mason, a defensive-minded guy. Plus the fact their offense, they brought in that new offensive coordinator from Louisiana Tech. Not necessarily a bet-on situation with the new system, but they did spread it around a pretty good amount. And this is a different team from LSU, -21. I mean, 3 touchdowns laying on the road in the SEC. I don't like that at all. So I'll take Vanderbilt plus the 3 touchdowns, +21 for the last game in the SEC, and got the best bet coming up right now. I will do a rundown at the end, but 4 p.m. Eastern kick here on SEC Network, 145, 146. Ole Miss at Kentucky, 62 being the total. Kentucky -6 in Lexington. Each team ran 78 plays last week. That projects to 156 plays ran in this game. That's a lot of plays, a lot of tempo for the SEC. And Ole Miss, had more than 600 yards offensively last week and gave up more than 600 yards. So that Ole Miss defense, very, very questionable there. Kentucky's defense, I don't know. It's tough to kind of tell going up against Auburn's offense last week, but they did give up 5.7 yards per play. That's not pretty there from the Kentucky defense. Looks like 60 degrees, overcast, no rain in Lexington on Saturday, 4 p.m. start here. I like both offenses to take it to their opposition, and this total is just too low. The market has pushed it up here from the mid to high 50s to 62. I don't think it's enough, though. I bet over 62 Ole Miss, Kentucky for the best bet, guys. So that does it here. A rundown at the end here. In recap, we got South Carolina, Florida. I like the over 57. We got Missouri, Tennessee, over 48.5. Texas A&M, Alabama, under 52.5. We got Auburn versus Georgia. I like Auburn +7 between the hedges. Mississippi State, Arkansas. I like Mike Leach and company to cover the 17. Mississippi State -17 is the play in that one. And Vanderbilt +21 against LSU. And last game here, the best bet, 4 p.m. Eastern kick here. Ole Miss, Kentucky, over 62 for the best bet. Looking to go 2-0 on the best bet. We went 4-3 overall with the degenerate SEC rundown last week. So hopefully another profitable week this week. If you're tailing, guys, best of luck. We got a bunch of guys here in the chat. Going to look to do this every week, guys, on Friday. So thanks for joining me. 805, Doug, T. Parker, CBMS 420. Welcome in, buddy. Always appreciate you joining me. Jay, Austin, best of luck, guys. And that's the SEC rundown in under 10 minutes every game. A bet on all of them plus the best bet. Guys, I'm Drew Martin. Thanks for tuning in, and best of luck with your bets this weekend.